What's happening, gangsters? Everyone out there in Mad Poet world, welcome to the Mad Poet Show. I am Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. I don't know what's going on with my lights. I'm just going to take a look here because I checked these out. You're going to lose my audio for just a moment. Hopefully just a moment. Just got to see if this thing got moved. And what's going on here? If I can figure out what I'm looking at. Everything looks right. I don't know what's going on. Some of my lights weren't working. That's the nature of live shows right there, baby. That's what happens. Nonetheless, thank you for being here. It's great to have you. I'm having a good time already. This is an album I really enjoy playing. This is my 52nd album. It is called, 53rd, I believe, called Partially Inexplicable. And now I want to say what that last song was called, but I already forgot. So we'll talk about the next song. This is one of these albums where I kind of went with some of my kind of sillier song titles. I think this one kind of exemplifies that. This piece is called Float Like a Rock. got something wrong with my lights. I thought that I had tested them and they were working well, but apparently I was wrong. You're going to lose me for just a moment again here, and hopefully I'll be right back. Actually, I think you still, yeah, I know. Okay, good. I can still talk to you at this point. And yeah, I'm gonna have to look deeper on that one. I'm not sure what went down. So let's see. We're moving to song number 3. So let's get that right. Okay. Oh, and I want to change one more thing here. Maybe this will just be one of my technical difficulty shows tonight. Those do happen. This is, it's a new thing. It's called life. Sometimes things don't work out perfectly, and we do the best we can with what we got. That's what we're going to do here tonight. So, boom. Which really makes this next song title just so perfectly appropriate. Because sometimes you have no idea. I may have to go back and listen to that one. I kind of was digging some of what was going on there. At one point, I had accidentally hit a major third instead of a minor third in my key. And then I was like, well, maybe I could kind of complement with the major 6. And I'm like, we might as well throw the major 7 in there. And then so I basically, for a few measures, I was soloing in E major over an E minor background. It kind of felt good. I don't normally go into major type of tonalities or modalities, depending on what I'm doing. But that one, I felt like it was kind of working for me. I may have to go check out how that actually sounded. That was kind of fun. Oh yeah, we're slow it down a little bit. 96 beats a minute. Looks like we're getting some G minor action on this. Not the important time, but hey, not far from it, right? Depending on how you look at it. There's different ways to measure relationships in music. And by one relationship, G minor is about as far away from G sharp minor as you can get. And by another measure, of course, it's only 1 fret away. So it depends on how you look at it. Perspectives and points of views. That's what we got going on. This song is called What Happened? My brain is just trying to work out where the lights went wrong this time because I'm not able to see anything in there that looks like it should be doing this. So somewhere along the lines, I got something wrong, and I will find it. So we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens on the next run through. But I think we're stuck with a few out lights this time. My apologies for that. You can blame my lighting crew, who is known as me. Silly song titles is kind of the theme of this album. Mostly silly song titles. Nothing. This one's just kind of another one of my just kind of, song titles. Like just kind of a very generic thing for the Mad Poet. But it's a very fun song to play. This album, I feel like I overall did a pretty good job with composition and with the performances on the recordings. And I've always just really enjoyed playing this one live, which is exactly why I'm doing it tonight. I was just looking through my stuff. I'm like, what am I going to play? And I'm like, I haven't done Partially Inexplicable for a while. That sounds like a blast. So we're just here having a good time. Hopefully you are all having a good time too. I haven't actually said anything about my chat yet. I see that Therese is here. Welcome, Therese. And Obscure Mysticism Cults is here as well. And as normal, I've got a whole bunch of people. It looks like I've got about 30 or so people, maybe more, tuning in from Nemo. Welcome, viewers from all platforms, wherever you may be tuning in from. If you're just watching on the side, great. If you're active, great. Whatever you got going on, thank you very much for being here. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. This is what we do. Go to themadpoet.net, as is clearly written on this guitar pick, for more things Mad Poet, and have a good time with it. But let's rock out a little. Let's get some sound going. Let's get some smoke going. This song is called Bottom of the Hill. All right. My apologies again for the lights. You guys probably don't mind as much as I do. I feel like I got something wrong here, and I'm trying to figure out what it is. And there's only so much I can figure out while I'm playing. It's like I need to separate my brain from that. Sayap is now following on Twitch. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your username correctly. Sayap. I'm not sure, but thank you very much for being here. Always great to have people along. And Sayap says hi. If this is your first time here, hey, welcome. I hope you're enjoying the show. If you are coming in again, then yeah. So yeah, thanks for the compliments. Much appreciated. I'm not sure exactly what I can't see the icons quite the same as you guys do. My chat box is a little different, but hey, great to have you. Thanks for the follow. If you are new here, or if anyone else is kind of tuning in late or not familiar with what we do, I am the Mad Poet, and you are an audience, and we are the Mad Poet Society. Once you're in for life, no matter what. So you're stuck with us forever. Tonight we're playing my 53rd album. It is called Partially Inexplicable. And as I did a show last night, I generally play every Friday at 8 p.m. Pacific. I started a couple minutes late tonight. My apologies for that. It's been a little bit of a busy day. Can I do metal? Soft it is. Depends on how you define metal. For what I do, some people do consider this a kind of a mellower form of metal. A lot of people are more into like the kind of the deathcore, grindcore, the black metal. But this is a very good representation of the kind of stuff that I actually do. So hopefully this is something you enjoy, and that's there are a few pieces I've got that are kind of a little more death metal inspired, but I've tried to write death and black metal a few times, and it doesn't really work out. It's really not my style, but so it really just depends on how you post a link. What do you want? What kind of thing do you want to post a link to? That would be my question about whether or not do you want like me to look at something that yeah, go ahead. Is it your band? Feel free to, if it's your band, feel free to let us know who you are. So like one thing that gets asked, I had someone ask this on my impromptu show last night, was, can I take requests? And the way I'm set up here is I just put up my my album that I'm going to play, and I play through that. I'm not really set up for any kind of requests. If anyone does want to request the song A Reason to Bleed by the Mad Poet, this would be the only appropriate time to do that, because that's what the next song actually is. So, yeah, and that's cool. Yeah, feel free to put that link there. I will check that out later. But yeah, this is, I think, this album is a fair representation of what I do. I do have some softer albums. My 63rd album, titled Permanent Cognitive Damage category, is kind of, it's just one song. It's 44 minutes, 22 seconds long. And that one's just, it's kind of weird. It's definitely a mellower piece, and it's just kind of all these weird synths and stuff. And then I have my 28th album is called Solemn Tales of Baleful Beasts, and that's mostly on the kind of softer acoustic side almost. And I've only played that album live once, and it's got some nice pieces on it. And then I do have some other things, and this I've been meaning to talk about both on my Discord and here, is my 17th, 34th, and 51st albums. Every 17 albums I do this are called Asemic Writings, and the Asemic Writings albums are always just one song, and those songs are 52 minutes 25 seconds. Just last night I finally got the light show set up for all three of those. I've only ever played the first and second of Asemic Writings, so I am planning in the near future to play all three of those in a row in one show, and I'm looking forward to that. I think I should be pretty kicking. It blew up because of the tags, but they didn't get any from it. Heard you German here, don't do skip. Not sure exactly what you're getting at, but I will check that out. So, nonetheless, any new viewers, wherever you're coming in from, I'm streaming to 12 different platforms, so wherever you're coming in here, wherever you're coming in from, welcome. Thank you for being here. Let's keep rocking. Again, my apologies for the front lights not working correctly tonight. I'm going to have to troubleshoot that when I get done. That happens occasionally when you are the entire crew. Sometimes you miss stuff. I've got a pretty solid checklist, but I still miss things. So let's keep this going. This next song is called A Reason to Bleed. Drink lots of water, people. Drink lots of water. Water is definitely the best thing going. I love water. Water is so awesome. So last night in my impromptu show, I was kind of talking about, which I've talked about before, about the fact that if you were to try to judge my personality and kind of figure out who I am based on my song and album titles, you'd be wrong. And as I mentioned earlier in this show, this album, I kind of had some of my sillier song titles going. But this is one of these that's more of that don't judge me by my cover kind of thing. And but this is where we're all heading in our lives, to the burial chamber. Okay, where are we at here with our album today? We're in song number 8. Oh man, this is going fast. It's almost 9 o'clock already. Wow. I get into my jamming and lose track of time. I love it. I felt like we were only on like the 4th or 5th song, and I'm like, oh, we're on the 8th song. I think there's 10 or 11 on this album. So we're past the halfway mark. Moving along here. This song is dedicated to my buddy Andy. As my regular viewers will know, I dedicate a song to someone on every album that I do. And Andy is this super cool guy, Andy Gunn. Andy's probably not out watching that. He's probably out, doing grown-up stuff. But I met Andy. He made a film, kind of a comedy horror type film. And I never remember what the name of the film is because I would love to promote it every time I do this album. But I get here and I'm like, I forgot to find out what the film is called. But he knew Sarah, and he told her about he was doing this film premiere for this film he'd made and invited us out to go see it. And so that was where I met him for the first time, was at this film premiere down in this little theater in Seattle. And it was great. We went out to dinner beforehand, and we just immediately got on really well. And the film is very fun. He did a really good job on it. And we just kind of became, fast friends after that. I live in Eastern Washington. We've moved, so I don't see any of my people very often, which is fine because Sarah and I are extremely introverted. So we're good with that. But Andy's a great guy. This is a lighter song. Looks like we're playing this in F sharp minor. And this is one of these that it's got the piano going under it. And I really like the way that feels and how it kind of meshes in my music. So little slowing down just a touch here. This is called Transcendental Intuition. moving right on along. I'm not sure what's coming. Oh, there we go. For those that may not be aware, I know I've talked about this in the past, but I'm actually looking at sheet music on my screen. I've got a very cool system set up to where as the music is playing, the sheet music scrolls along appropriately so I know where I'm at in the song. But because I don't have my song titles and stuff memorized, I usually don't know what song's coming next. Which I don't know, I just get a kick out of the fact that because I put out 64 albums, that I have no idea what's on them anymore. It's really kind of crazy, and I like it a lot. It's fun. I've had a great time doing all of my albums. I have a pretty good life. I really do. And just the fact that I'm able to do music for a living is amazing to me. And I really appreciate that people come in and, just share this music with you. You guys can spend your time on anything you want. And when you choose to spend it on my music, how can I not appreciate that? I think it's just fantastic. So let's play some more of that music. This is a nice upbeat little piece here. This one's called I've Been Looking for You. Definitely having some lighting issues tonight. We got a rogue light right down here, calling the tech crew in for that. The tech crew being me. Fortunately, this is an easy one to fix here. That's a quick, easy little thing. Boom. Done. And now that that's done, you guys know what's happening. You know what's about to happen. You must know what's about to happen here. Because, yeah, that's right. Ladies and gentlemen, we have arrived at the G sharp minor portion of the show. You are welcome. We're going to slow it down here a little bit. The song is called The Goddess of the Sky. All right, gangsters. I meant to say that as a plural. We got one song left tonight. Just one. I've had a great time. This album just went like flying by. I feel like I've been playing for like 15 minutes. I'm almost done with the show. This is crazy. I love it. This is so fun. Again, thank you very much for being here. No matter where you're coming in from. D-Live, Trovo, Nemo, Nono, Vaughn, Twitch, Picardo, Africa, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, wherever you're coming in from. I appreciate you being here. I am the Mad Poet. You are an audience. We are the Mad Poet Society. Thank you very much. Tonight we're playing my 53rd album. It's called Partially Inexplicable. We got one song left. I call this song number 11. I do that because it comes right after song number 10. I'm crazy about my numbers like this. And the actual title is Excessive Focus. All right, that is it for the show tonight. I'm the Mad Poet. You are still an audience. We are still the Mad Poet Society. And you know what else I still have? I have pizza sitting up in the kitchen, homemade pizza. Oh, I was gonna make pizza last night. We decided to make hamburgers instead. So today I kind of had to threw some of the extra hamburger meat on it. It turned out really a little spicier than normal. My crust has been getting weird lately too. I don't know what's going on with that, but you know what I do know? I'm gonna go eat some pizza. And then I'm probably gonna come right back down here and try to figure out what I did wrong with these lights. So I'll have to play this album again soon if I get those lights right. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you to my new followers. If I missed anyone in chat anywhere, any followers or tippers that I did not recognize, thank you very much. I never mean to miss people, but sometimes I do. Always appreciate you being here. Always have a good time. Looking forward to the next one. I'll definitely be back next Friday at 8 p.m. in the Pacific time zone. Adjust for your own time zone as necessary. There may be some impromptu streams in between here and there. Time will tell. Have a great night.